In our Sunrise Smart Start this morning, President Biden urging Congress to take action against gun violence. Basil John joining us now live from Washington with more. Basil, good morning. Yesterday, the president sending a message to Congress. What exactly did that message entail?
Well, Allie, good morning. And yes, it was an emotional address. The president walking down an aisle surrounded by candles, almost looking like a vigil, if anything. And the president telling Congress they need to take action. They need to do something in order to help counter what's happening with guns in the country. The president actually went forward and said that he wanted a full-on ban on all assault weapons and also heavy magazines. But he said if Congress isn't able to do that, he wants to see them raise the age that you can buy a gun, buy an assault weapon at 21. And he also wants to see things like those red flags laws. He also wants to see universal background checks. So really putting the pressure on Congress to get something done and get it done quickly.
And one more question for you. Is there a reason why the president decided to address the nation last night and not any sooner? Is this just a culmination of the shootings that have taken place recently?
Yes, if anything, you could see this as kind of the Tulsa situation especially was probably the tipping point where the president felt he needed to get out in front of the American people and address them, especially at that hour. Usually the president only talks during that time for very important issues, and this was one of them. So he at first in the beginning of the week had said he was letting the lawmakers in the Senate, the group of Republicans and Democrats who were working on that bipartisan bill, just kind of work out the details and take the time necessary to make sure that it does get the necessary bipartisan support. But this was definitely a message from the president telling other Republicans who haven't said anything on this issue that they need to show their support and they need to get something done now.
Basil, thank you for your time this morning. Obviously, a discussion will be following closely here at News 8. We'll have more updates on this on air and online at rochesterfirst.com.
There has been action here in New York. Lawmakers passing a package of 10 gun bills before wrapping up the legislative session last night. The package includes bills to change the definition of a firearm in New York State, raising the age to buy a semi-automatic gun up to 21, and requiring social media companies to develop clear and concise policies on how to respond to hateful conduct on their platforms. State Senator Samara Brooke says the package will give police the tools they need to prevent easy access to guns.
It really is hitting on a lot of the different, essentially, holes in our gun laws.
Senate Republicans disagree. Minority Leader Rob Ortt saying in a statement, Albany Democrats are choosing to go after the rights of law-abiding citizens rather than criminals who commit horrific acts of violence. He and other Republicans instead proposing the Safer New York plan designed to make schools safer, increase mental health resources, and penalize violent criminals. All right, James, having a look at the forecast here on this Friday morning and taking a long look at it because it is beautiful.
Yes, certainly. Looking forward to what should be a nice stretch of weather, not only today but the next couple of days. Starting off this morning in the 50s for that morning walk, maybe taking the dog out. A little bit of a chill in the air, not going to lie. It could be certainly warmer. We've experienced warmer mornings than this. We even have some pockets of 40s. Around the region, but otherwise mid-70s this afternoon, mostly sunny skies, 0% chance for rain for many. There could be a drop maybe west, but otherwise looking great. We'll have a rest of the weekend look at your forecast at the end of the show. Mark, Allie?
James, thank you. Checking the roads again with our sunrise traffic right now. Quiet for the most part this morning. A live view of 490 on the west side coming in and out of the city. Relatively light volume at this hour. No accidents on 390 or 590 as well. Well, new details emerging after a shootout at a restaurant in Henrietta. Officials identifying the suspect there as 33-year-old Alonzo Jones. Jones is charged with attempted aggravated assault of a police officer and 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon. Monroe County Sheriff's deputies arriving shortly before 8 o'clock at the Carrabba's Italian Grill on West Henrietta Road. Investigators say the suspect began firing at the deputies and then they fired back. We're told 1 round went right past a deputy's head before the suspect was taken into custody.
At that time, you can only imagine the chaos. Patrons were trying to get out of the building as quick as possible. Deputies trying to secure the scene, take a suspect into custody with a gun. That's chaos. And again, they remained under control. They revert back to their training. And that's just a great example of how these guys and gals respond every day.
Well, no one there was injured. The suspect has been arraigned in court and is being held without bail.
Happening today, the 18-year-old accused in a Rochester homicide is due back in court. Salahuddin Floyd Jr. is charged with murder after prosecutors say Floyd Jr. shot and killed 17-year-old Bryson Simpson as he was getting off a bus on Otis Street back in March. The two were classmates at Edison Tech.
And following up, a 19-year-old Seth Phillips of Farmington is accused of killing a 6-year-old boy in South Carolina and has been charged with murder. Deputies in South Carolina obtaining an arrest warrant for Phillips. They then contacted authorities in Ontario County. Tuesday, Canandaigua police arrested 20-year-old Michael Lloyd in connection to the case. He is being held in the Ontario County Jail awaiting extradition to South Carolina. In all, 4 people have been arrested in connection with the death of that 6-year-old.
An update this morning on a previous school threat made at Penfield High School. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office, along with the high school, determining the identity of the student who wrote threatening graffiti in a bathroom there. That threat was deemed to not be credible. The sheriffs also said the FIT team has spoken with the student and parent.
The 18-year-old suspect in the Buffalo Tops shooting was arraigned yesterday. A grand jury handing down a 25-count indictment. The charges include murder, attempted murder, weapons charges as well, and a charge that has not been filed yet here in New York State: domestic terrorism motivated by hate. If found guilty, the suspect will serve life without parole, according to the Erie County DA. Rochester's Police Accountability Board wants to revisit the city's new protest policies. Yesterday, the PAB discussed a list of recommended changes and questions it has. Several members objecting to the continued use of tear gas. They say many of the new protest rules are vague and don't speak to what happens when other law enforcement, like state police or sheriff's deputies, are assisting Rochester police officers.
It's bigger than just what happens at mass gatherings and protests. So I'm sure you're all aware that RPD and the Monroe County Sheriff Office have announced that they'll be sharing staff to increase patrols within the city. So, the same question applies. Who are those officers accountable to? What policies and procedures will they follow while they're here in our city?
This is the first meeting since the Police Accountability Board announced new leadership in the wake of personal complaints against the group's original executive director. The acting leader, Dwayne Basco, also sharing a list containing items the PAB says it needs from the police department to begin investigating complaints against police by its June 20th target date. That list includes database training, access to personnel files, body cam footage, witnesses, and evidence. Well, here's what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Game 1 of the NBA Finals last night, and the Celtics with a fourth-quarter rally to pull out the win. They dominated Golden State, outscoring the Warriors 40-16 in the fourth, pulling away for a 120-108 victory. Boston overcoming a 21-point explosion from Warrior star Steph Curry in the first quarter alone. Al Horford leading the Celtics with 26. Game 2 of the series is coming up on Sunday.
Oof, what a game. And if you watch the first 3 quarters, Allie, you'd be thinking the Warriors are going to win.
I was not watching, but go Boston, so glad to see that.
Yeah, certainly. It's kind of interesting. I think a lot of people may be rooting for Boston just because of simply proximity. But then again, it is Boston, and Boston is an easy team to not like there as well. So whether or not you're rooting for the Celtics, a good win for them, and certainly an exciting game. Now, if you'll join me in a petition to try to get the game start at 6:30 p.m. maybe 7 o'clock tip-off for us AM newsers, that would be fantastic. Let's see if we can make that happen. Maybe next year. We'll see. All right, bus stop forecast. Sunrise was at 5:33. Geez, doesn't even need to talk about sunrise times as they're so long ago. We have a great morning for you. Temperatures starting off at the 50s on the bus stop, come home in the 70s. It was so hard for me to pay attention in high school when it was in mid-June. There's so many festivals happening. You're itching to get out of class. I get it, certainly on a day like today. 8-day forecast. Now, I wish I could bump these temperatures up a little bit more, but we'll take it. No chance for rain next couple of days. Saturday and Sunday look great. I mentioned it earlier. Keep your eye to the sky. Going to be a show. If you're not going to Geneseo, which you should, watch out because we'll see some big aviation shows over the next couple days.
Going to be a beautiful weekend. Thank you, James, and thank you so much for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is coming up next. Lots more on the president's address from Washington last night, as well as the Jubilee for the Queen in London. That's it for us. Have a great day.